Yeah.
What up, 4C gang?
Welcome to another episode of Cousin,
where you're going to be cooking with comedian, chef, and actor Michael Allen.
So, all we want you to do is sit back, enjoy,
listen to some good-ass jokes,
and watch some good eating.
Don't get your feelings hurt because he is going to talk shit towards you.
So remember, if your feelings get hurt, don't judge me.
Judge your damn self.
Peace.
Peace.
What up, my 4C gang? Welcome to another episode of Cooking with comedian Michael Allen. I'm your boy, comedian Michael Allen. Where we do cooking, comedy, cussing, and cocktails. Cooking, comedy, cussing, and cocktails. And conversation. We 4C gang for life, baby. How y'all doing? Okay, look. I had to talk about this subject again. I know I said, I'm not going to mess with it. But you know what? It's the story that just keeps on giving and giving and giving. But that's okay. But you know what? There's still a lot of people that's hurt in this situation. That a lot of people are hurt by the one man's action, alleged action. So the reason I really talked about it more is because one of Andre's family members, his auntie, she reached out to me and she just gave me a little lengthy statement of Tim's actions the day of the funeral, or even a couple of days leading up to the funeral. And I'm going to get to that soon. I mean, I'm glad that she felt comfortable enough to reach out to me to give me this little bit of information. So we'll get to that. I was just laying in my bed. I was laying in my bed like I normally do. I think I do most of my thinking when I'm in the bed. And I was sitting there and I was comparing my relationship with my mother to Tim Montgomery and Miss Robbie's relationship. And I was looking at the differences and if there was any similarities, right? And it really shocked me. It shocked me because there's a lot more differences than there are similarities. They had money. My mother and I don't. We didn't. Not money like that. You know, we made to do what it do. The relationship. Now, one of the similarities that Miss Robbie and Tim have that my mother and I have is Miss Robbie would get Tim together. She'd cuss him out. My mama would cuss me out. But see, Miss Robbie's wasn't as serious as my mama's. You know, I don't think Tim took, you know, when your mother, how many people know when a mother say, I'll kill your ass, do you believe her or you don't, or you thinking that's just a saying, or I brought you here, I'll take you out? No, I believe my mom when she said that. See, I don't think that Tim believed that because he wouldn't have done so much stuff behind her back. Now, have I ever done anything that made my mama mad? Yeah. Not something really, really so bad. Maybe one time, but other than that, not something really, really, really that, you know, not to the point, because I truly believe that my mom would come find me and say, look, this is mine and I will go to jail. You don't have enough parents that do that. You don't have enough children that are scared. You know, it's a good thing to have your children scared of you. People may disagree with me because those are the children that you ain't gonna really be shocked by nothing they do because they gonna let you know, let me tell my mom before my mama found out for somebody else. That was what I would say. Let me tell her before she found out for somebody else. Or I'd rather face the police than my mama. That's how scared I, am of my mother, still to this day. Tim didn't have any of that in his heart because you got to realize most of his youth was in prison. So how could she even establish that with him? So he didn't respect her in that way to where, and part of being scared of somebody is because you respect them. Part of being scared of somebody because you know you ain't gonna do nothing to them. Your mama. I believe if Miss Robbie had ever knocked the hell out of Tim on camera, he might have messed up and hit her back. I feel that, don't y'all? Shit. Now my mama had to hit me on camera and I hit her back. Then y'all would see a live murder, and I know that, so I would never hit her on or off camera. Come on, y'all. Come on, so and then to see your mother cry like that for something you did, that's irreversible. Irreversible. Like I told y'all, I've had some run-ins basically one nephew, not many of them, you know, but really one nephew, because you know I think that they forget, you know, that's that mother's child. Like I know that Miss Robbie, you love your grandson, you love Charles, you love your nephew, but ain't nothing like your son. No matter how evil they may be, or you want to see the best in your son. Any child, you really want to see the best, and when that the best isn't there, you still gonna try to love on them. You still, but at some point you gotta say, hey, can't do no more for you. Um, just to see her tear up like that and him not get up to go over there to do anything to comfort her, because you know what, he knew it was him. Allegedly, it was him that's causing the tears out of his mother's eyes. So, um, it's you know it's easy. I'm the only boy as well, Tim. You only have one nephew to deal with. I got several of them. And I don't want to kill nan one of them. I'm not going to allow them to even get me to that point. And even if it was about money, baby, I'd been so close to me and my mama. I know couldn't nobody penetrate that. I'd been so good on mine. I'd been her backbone, the only one she can depend on. The position your mama was trying to put you in, Tim, but you faltered that. You know, if you were doing what you were supposed to do, nobody could have came in between that. You know, I told somebody that all the time. You can never worry. I'm never worried about anybody with my mama because you can't. That's a relationship you can't penetrate, whether you think you can or not. There's a lot of people that talk to my mama on a daily basis, or you know, even when me and my mama have fell out about something, and you know, that's when they try to come in and then, but see what they forget is now if I'm sitting there, for instance. My mom was on the phone the other day, and it was somebody really ain't even family. You know, my family has a good habit of just bringing people in, and you know, I've never went to any other family and called nobody mom or daddy, because you know what, I was happy with my own. I didn't play to play family style. I ain't your play cousin, none of that. So, but we have a lot of people that comes in and do that. And my mom was on the phone the other day, and child, that's what I call her, a child, talked about me. And I said, what? And of course I go off, and my mom said, wait a minute, I said, well, wait, why does she even feel comfortable enough to talk about me? Because, see, one thing, like I told my mama, I'm your child. You can talk about me to whoever you want to, but if once I hear that other person talk about me, oh, it's on, gloves off. So don't be shocked when I cuss their ass out. If you don't want me talking about nobody, mama, then don't talk about me to them. I know that's what parents do. That motherfucking, you know, that's what parents do. We do that. But like I told mama, you know what type of child you have. Because my thing, and what kills me most is the people that step in, that always got something to say, you and your child ain't right. Worry about your kids. You know, worry about the children you don't have. You know, my mama ain't never lost her children. We here, no matter what we went through. See, I'm going off somewhere else. That's the devil trying to, because I'm petty. I know I'm king of petty. But I'm just saying, if my mama had had a platform like that, my God, I would have been so busy trying to get her to that next level, trying to take her vision further than what she even thought. You know, my mother and I worked together. We worked in a restaurant together. How ironic. My mother and I did for years. Um, and it was never that. When she came in and my mama got a little ahead, I didn't care. I pushed my mama in that position to get ahead. And I left, and my mama moved up, and I ran another restaurant. You know, it worked for us. It was us pushing each other. I didn't do anything behind her back. She didn't do nothing behind my back. You know, we came up with a recipe that only me and her knew. You know, my mother and I came up. We worked for this one guy. We made dough for all the restaurants, and the recipe they had, we didn't like. So we made our own recipe of the dough, and they loved it, and they wanted that recipe, and we was like, no, because that was our leverage. Because if we give you this recipe, you can fire us, and you know we should have went into business by ourselves. But anyway, we should have just started making that dough, selling it to his ass. So anyway, but neither one of us would ever give. Now, if that, but see, I don't see that happening with Tim and Miss Robbie. Because if they had to say they were in that same predicament, I really feel like if they had to came to Tim and said, look, you give us that recipe, we'll give you this amount and promise him some stuff, your money hungry ass would have went ahead and did and sold your mama out. See, that wouldn't work between me and my mama. First of all, she would kill me. See, that's why I go back to you got to be scared. You got to put some fear somewhere. I have nephews 6 feet and taller, but I'm gonna tell you this: any of them know I love them to death. But I will take my last breath trying to kill if you ever come at me. Why come at me? When I don't. I would say I don't have children. I did that because you are my sister's children, and I was trying to show love, but I know I ain't been and fed nobody and took care of nobody and spent money out my pocket and took care of your ass. And you gonna turn around and once you do that, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's no more talking. Ain't nothing else I got to say to you. Got a nephew right now. Ain't spoken and don't play because once I got to give a goodbye. I keep telling y'all that. Okay, so anyway, I was just thinking of that dynamic and how is Tim sitting in that? You sitting in jail now. That's when you sit back and you think back of all the stuff you could have done, what you should have done differently. But I don't think it's no coming back from that because if I didn't had my nephew set up allegedly and had him killed, do you know that would be the only thing I couldn't get past? Once you're able to do that, ain't no sane thought in your damn head anyway. And then I heard somewhere where that wasn't his first time. He tried to set up before with the girl Tarika Ellis, and he told her my boys is ready, and I don't, whatever happened, it didn't work. So this is something you have been thinking over and thinking about. Boy, you got a cold heart. So anyway, I always really wonder what was Tim's actions. How did he respond? Because if you allegedly had your nephew set up to be murdered, all over some money, all over money. I still can't get over that one. And now, this is where your acting ability has to come in. You have to act like, you have to act like you care. Because evidently you didn't care if you hadn't set up. So I'm taking that the reply that I got is from Michelle, Miss Andre's mother, Michelle Griggs' sister, Michelle Griggs. I'm sorry. The reply I got, I'm taking is from Michelle Griggs, which is Andre's mother, her sister, and her name is Karen Harris, and I'm reading verbatim, what she wrote to me after I did the video saying, look, let's think about Michelle Griggs. Everybody else is thinking about Miss Robbie and all of them. What about Andre's mother? What about that side of the family? And so I sat back and I said, I wish I really could talk to Michelle Griggs to even see. So, but thank you, Karen Harris, for even replying. And I'm going to read, and it goes as follows. When my sister called me and broke the news of Andre's death, immediately I was at her side. Miss Robbie called every day until she and her family arrived to Lubbock, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Mississippi. Miss Robbie did an interview about Andre's death with our local news. Tim never called my sister. He showed up the day of the funeral, maybe 30 minutes to an hour before the funeral time, with bodyguards and wearing a bulletproof vest. He sat 2 seats from me during the funeral on the front row. At the funeral, he never displayed any emotions. As soon as the funeral ended, he said, well, I have time to catch this plane and get out of here. He didn't say nothing to my sister or the family at the funeral. Miss Robbie helped make arrangements for the funeral. She purchased some of the flowers, and she checked on my sister constantly. They stayed over and fellowshiped with the family during the family meal. They left Lubbock, Mississippi the next day after the funeral. Thank you, Karen Harris, for sharing that with us, giving us a little insight Karen Harris being Michelle Griggs' sister. I'm taking it. Wow. Did y'all hear some of that? He never spoke to Andre's mama at all, or the family. I'm sorry about you, because you the uncle. You never even spoke. Why would you come to a funeral with a bulletproof vest on and bodyguards? You know, I kind of knew that part. You sat on the front row with the family and you didn't say anything. You know, when I walk in somewhere to a funeral and I'm not even the uncle, I at least go up to the mama and I hug everybody. Sorry about your loss. Then you couldn't even sit down and fellowship with them? What was so in a rush that all of that, this right here solidifies it for me. It solidifies it for me that if you didn't do it, you know who did it, had something to do with doing it. And how could, as an uncle of your dead brother's child, and you had that boy murdered, allegedly, how can you be that cold-hearted and at that funeral? Your dumb ass gave yourself away. Why would you need a bulletproof vest and bodyguards? Don't nobody know you like that. And this is what makes me think with Miss Robbie and the other family, y'all, that was not a red flag for y'all. Nobody said, you know, that had to been my family. Oh my God. And if we, you know, the family, and here come the uncle walking in. I'm talking about either side of the family. What the fuck you need a damn bulletproof and bodyguard for? Who wants you? What's going on? That would have, baby. No, you not catching no damn plane. We need to sit down and motherfucking talk. What you scared of? What the hell going on? Timothy? Already, you know, and see, this is what they say. You should let people, when they pay their time in prison, you need to. No, some of them motherfuckers, you still gotta watch. You gotta watch. You gotta watch. If this nigga is bold enough to rob banks and convenience stores, there ain't no telling what the fuck. It take a bold motherfucker to walk up in the bank. This ain't set it off the movies where you can just go in and get out. It don't work like that. You went to your brother's son's funeral, never said anything to his to your nephew's mother or the rest of the family. From this, I don't think he even got up and spoke. He didn't even speak. I would have spoke. Y'all was on a show together. All of that. Nigga, you not a good actor, motherfucker. You need some acting lessons. But you know what? You going to get all the acting lessons you need in prison because you're going to be acting like somebody's bitch. You're going to be a good actor up in there. You're going to be acting like somebody's bitch. That's all the acting you need to know now. To be that cold-hearted and do that boy like that. And then to come... do that and set that pain on your own mother. And that shows me you have God nowhere in your heart because I'll be too busy thinking what, you know, I believe we got to pay for our sins, you know. We all sin every day, but I don't want no real big sin like that. Is one sin better than another? All I know is this. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. I do know those. Thou shalt honor thy mother and thy father. Come on, boy, you breaking them all. You breaking them all. Thou shalt not kill. You did that. Thou shalt not steal. You did that from me, mama. Thou shalt honor thy mother and thy father. You didn't do that. Am I believing in a death penalty? And I always never even got into that because you know what? I would say no if I'm looking out from the outside in. But let somebody kill my mama, my daddy, somebody in my family, then I'm gonna want the death penalty. So I can't answer that question. But I do believe this, that a lot of time They leave them. When somebody get the death penalty, notice they on death row for 10, 15, 20 years. And I like that because you know why? There is nothing more troublesome than not knowing the day that you're going to die, but knowing that you're going to die. That's torture. It could be any day that you die and I think that that's torture. Because if we just put them out of their misery like that, that's easy for them. Are we sending them to hell real quick? But you know what? Why don't you live and suffer? Because you know what? You took Andre's life and he couldn't. Now he can't live. So let's let you live in the most inhumane conditions possible. And I think the most humane, not dirty, nasty, humane is knowing that you're going to die in a cell for 23 hours out of the day, no contact with other people. And all you got to do is think about and think, what the hell got me here? What got me here? And then you have no choice but to make amends with your maker. And it makes me believe, do you even believe in God? Because you couldn't believe in God. Maybe you blame God for you being in prison for them 10 years from 17 to 27. Maybe that's where it broke up at. I see a lot of people talking, well, Miss Robin must have been on the road and no, don't blame us. No, we're not going to do that. Not going to. There's a lot of people that didn't have their parents or their parents were gone a lot and they did not end up murderers of their own family. It's a lot of things. My mother had me at 19. I was her fourth child. She was learning as she went. It's a lot of things that I think she could have done better or maybe just didn't know and did wrong. It was a learning process. And I still couldn't hurt her like that. I still could not hurt her like that. It's a lot of things my father did, but I still could not hurt my parents like that. I could not. And I keep Andre's family in my prayers. All his sisters and brothers, his aunts and uncles, of course his mama, and any other extended family he has, because this affects a lot of people. And I pray for Miss Robbie and Charles and all of that side of the family, and all of Andre's friends, everybody that knew him. I pray for anybody that's out there right now who have went through the same thing. Greed and jealousy and money. Oh my God, it's a powerful thing. It's a powerful thing. You don't even have to have money and people can be jealous of you. I've seen it. And so that's why, I thank God, and it makes me want to pay homage to my mother. I thank God she's still here. And if nothing good comes out of what Tim has done, so it's not good. For me, it has said, you know what? I thought I fell as a son sometime. I know I fall short as a son sometime, but it makes me sit back and take a sigh of relief and go, oh, but I would never put that type of pain on you, Mama. Mama, I would never put that type of pain on you. I would just die knowing that I caused that type of pain to my mother by killing one of her offspring's offspring, no matter how much I didn't like them. Now, it's possible to be in a family and have family members and not like them. You get what I'm saying? You got some cousins you ain't gonna like. You might even have a niece and nephew you don't like. But not to the point where you would want to kill them. And even if you did feel like you want to kill them, you should have enough love for your mother that you suppress that. You suppress it. That's a special kind of hate. That's a special kind of evil. And I would distance myself from that as a parent. I wouldn't even expect my mama to speak to me if I'd done something like that. And Miss Robbie got my mama about 10 years, so I can imagine. And my mama getting older now, so I can imagine what Miss Robbie going through. I can imagine what just the whole family period is going through. That's why I tell people, watch Red Flag. If you go to a family member's house and every time you leave there it ain't right, don't go no more. You don't, just because you grew up in the same family don't mean you have to be around them. Just because y'all got the same blood don't mean y'all going to get along. That's when I love you from a distance. Hey, how you doing? I don't let you into my space like that. Because 9 times out of 10, most people are homicides like that is done by somebody you know or somebody close to you or somebody in your family. I'm so glad that God has not put that on me, that God has covered me enough to where that is some pain I would never give my mother. Never. I'm giving her some grief, but I ain't never gave her pain like that. So, you know, it makes me wonder. I'm glad that we didn't have a lot of money. I wish we would have, but that just goes to show you money don't make it. Money, everybody think money is the key, is the answer. No, it's not. Sometimes it's what's in here, not what's in your pocket. So either what's in here, not what's in your pocket. Tell you this, grab somebody today, love on them, hug on them, tell them you love them. But if it's a red flag, keep it moving, family or not. All right, you guys, I want to give another shout out to Karen Harris. Thank you. That's Michelle Griggs. Andre, I guess she would be Andre's auntie. Thank you for sharing that, giving us an insight in on that. I really appreciate it. Thank you for reaching out. This story is just, you know, I hear that Tarika Ellis is telling now. You know, you scare her a little bit. She's telling some stuff. You know, Tim still quiet as a mouse. On Sweetie Pies, he had a whole lot to say, didn't he? Ain't got shit to say now, do it. We'll find out, and as it comes through, and as I find out, you know, I don't like to say what everybody else has already said and everything. I'm just, you know, I can only be me. I can only be me. You know us 4C gang, we keep it real here. We just keep it real. Okay, but look, let me tell you this. Is this your first time coming to this channel? It is. Well, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed, then go ahead and subscribe. Then I want you to like this video. Like it. And then I want you to do this. Go ahead and make a comment. Tell me what you think. And then share it. Share it to every platform you know. Tell all your friends about it. Hey, this young man is funny. He probably needs to iron his shirt because it's a little wrinkle. But other than that, don't judge me. Judge your damn self. Okay, then you know what? I want you to ring that bell. Ring that bell. Ring my bell. My bell. Ring a ring a ring. Woo. Woo. You can ring my bell. You can ring my bell. You can ring my bell anytime, any day. Ring it. Ring that bell. If you don't, go to hell. What? Don't judge me. Judge your damn self. Look, thank y'all always for tuning in. I hope this put a little insight for anybody that's been curious about it. Like I said, I'm praying for both sides of the family, you know. I'm praying that justice is served. I'm praying that whoever done this, it comes out, you know. But from what I'm leaning, you know us black folk, we always have an opinion about something, and that's just Michael Allen's opinion. Okay? Look, I love y'all 4C gang. I love y'all so much, but I don't love you more than I love my damn self. Y'all have a good day. This is comedian Michael Allen. I'm out. Peace.